languages of Timor-Leste.
Governance in East Timor.
The education in East Timor.
Food of East Timor.
The national dish of the country is ikan pipis.
Being fundamental elements of cultural expression.
Me and him are discussing the religion of Timor-Leste.
The languages of Timor-Leste. The languages of East Timor include both Austronesian and Papuan languages, which is Timor Flores languages and Timor Alor Pantar languages. The lingua franca and national language of East Timor is Taitom, and the Austronesian languages influenced by the Portuguese, with which it has equal status as an official languages. The language of the Ocose exclave is Yui Bimito or Dawan, which is the Patulaco is a Papuan languages widely used in the eastern part of the country. Often more so that Taitom, both Portuguese and Taitom have official recognition under the Constitution of East Timor, as the other indigenous languages including Bicals, Bunak, Galuli, Habon, Idalaka, Kawaymina, Kimak, Luvaya, Macalero, Makasay, Mambay, Tocodede, and Buitares.
The rise of lingua francas in the linguistically diverse East Timor and the domination of several clans over others have led to the extinction of many smaller languages. However, some of them are still in use as ritual languages or cants. Research done in the mid-2000s by the Dutch linguist Owen van Englenhoven, for example, revealed that the Makuba language formerly spoken by the Makuba tribe, but believed to have been extinct since 1950s, was still used occasionally. In 2007, Van Englenhoven discovered the existence of another language that was essentially extinct called Durseno.
That's all.
Thank you.
Governance in East Timor. The official name of East Timor is Republica Democratica Timor-Leste, Titom. Titom is a dialect and it is official language in East Timor. Another is República Democrática de Timor-Leste, Portuguese. Portuguese also is a dialect. And type of democracy in East Timor is parliamentary democracy. The meaning of parliamentary democracy is a system of government in which citizens elect representatives to a legislative parliament to make the necessary laws and decisions for the country. This parliament directly represents the people.
The Constitution of East Timor entered into force on 20 May 2002 and was the country's first constitution after it gained independence from Portugal in 1975 from India, which invaded East Timor on 7 December 1975 and left in 1999 following a UN sponsor in referendum.
Hello guys, now we talk about the education in East Timor. Over 90% of all school buildings were severely damaged or destroyed by the Indonesian military, and in the exodus of Indonesians out of East Timor, the nation lost 20% of its primary schools and 80% of secondary teachers, most of whom are not expected to return. UNICEF and other international organizations responded fairly quickly. However, reestablishing classes for 420 of the country's 800 primary schools by December 1999 plus the additional 273 schools by April 2000. In 2001, East Timor appointed its first Minister of Education. At the beginning of the 2001 academic year, there were about 240,000 primary and secondary school students enrolled in classes with over 700 primary schools, 100 junior secondary schools, 40 preschools, and 10 technical colleges. About 6,000 teachers were employed. The National University of East Timor, or the UNTL, opened for classes on 27 of November 2000 and had about 5,000 students in attendance in 2003. There are 5 faculties at the university: the Agriculture, Political Science, Economics, Education, and Teacher Training, and also the Engineering. All new students follow a course including Human Rights, Ethics, Philosophy of Science, and Timorese History. Its educational system includes 6 years of primary education and 6 years of secondary education. In 2000, the language of instruction was Indonesian, but this has been a subject of debate. Many are encouraging a switch to the national language of Tatum as primary language, with Portuguese and English as secondary languages. The new Minister of Education will need to address the issues of continued repairs and rebuilding of schools, providing adequate training for teachers, and establishing a standardized curriculum relevant to East Timorese students.
Food of East Timor coastline of East Timor with houses and mountains in the distance. Due to its relationship with Portugal, East Timor features a lot of Portuguese influence in its foods, including especially corn and pork. East Timor is surrounded by predominantly Muslim countries. So it's one of the only countries in its region that cooks with pork.
It adds a bit of Asian flair to the cuisine, including taramine, coconut, and capsicum. The national dish of the country is ikan pipis. Ikan pipis with a fish. Steam in a chili sauce and wrapped in a banana leaves.
The East Timorese dishes as agriculture is the main occupation in East Timor. The primary food is rice, which is cultivated widely in the country. Apart from rice, other staple food items that are cultivated in East Timor include sweet.
Brief description: video recording of music from Timor-Leste, also known as East Timor music, including from a range of the language, including Bambay, Kimag, Titun, Titun Tirik, Baikili, Pataluka, Mito, English, Munak, Makadadi, Makaili, Makasay, Pataluka, Lubaya, Baghino, Tokadadi. Instrument use including voice, guitar, violin, babadok, stones, tohi, gong, horn, bells, ow, pew, lakado, metal, mouth instrument and keyboard. Some recording also including interviews.
Music and dance are intertwined in the traditional Timor's genres, being fundamental elements of cultural expression. The repertoire played includes four well-defined genres: tibi, tibiday, dansa, and kansaw. All are based on oral tradition and have been passed down from generation to generation. Indigenous traditional Timor's dances, such as Sorotais, Sanbatar, Fotoraba, Likuray, Bido, Tibiday, Tibi-Tibi, and the other dance. Dance performed by our group is Danka Sintado. Danka Sintado is one of the dance in Timor-Leste.
According to the 2015 census, 97.6% of the population is Catholic. The Catholic Church in Timor-Leste is a part of the worldwide Catholic Church under the spiritual leadership of the Pope in Rome. Since independence from the Indonesia, Timor-Leste predominantly Catholic country in Asia, a legacy of its status as a former Portuguese colony. And also, according to 2015 census, 1.96% Protestant and less than 1% Muslim. Protestant denomination including the Assemblies of God, Baptist, Presbyterians, Methodist, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostals, Jehovah's Witnesses, and the Christian Vision Church. There's also several small non-denominational Protestant congregation. Many citizens also retain animistic beliefs and practices along with their monotheistic religious affiliation.
The beliefs of Timor-Leste. The Constitution of East Timor protects the freedom of religion and the perspective of the Catholic, Protestant, and Muslim community in the country. Report generally good relation. Although member of community groups occasionally face boring bureaucratic obstacle, particularly with respect to obtaining marriage and birth certificate.
Styles traditional Timorese weavings. Every district of Timor-Leste has its own tails pattern. These textiles are still made by hand and are used for several different purposes. Traditionally, they are worn in the same way as a sarong.
Tais cloth is a form of traditional weaving created by the women of East Timor, an essential part of nation's cultural heritage. Tais weavings are used for ceremonial adornment, sign of respect, and appreciation towards guests, friends, relatives, home decor, and personal apparel.